ClickBass conversation. Private Actors Welfare Scheme launched in Accra. Chris, how does this sound for you?
It provides a certain...
And this was championed by Ghanaian actor Fiifi Coleman, and it's a collaboration with the Hollard Insurance.
Yeah, I think...
Today I present to you the Private Actors Welfare Scheme. Pause. We are stepping into an era where our futures are not left to chance, but secured by the very industry we dedicated our lives to. This scheme is more than financial security. It is dignity, it is respect, and above all, it is hope. No longer will we live in fear of illness or old age. No longer will we depend on charity for our basic needs. Let us honor the sacrifices of our colleagues and ensure that their journey, our journey, ends in beauty, not despair. Together, we will build a future where every artist can live and retire with pride. Tonight, the suffering ends. Together, we take control. When it comes to our future, we are the ones who will call lights, camera, action. Thank you.
Okay, it's a great feat. It's a great step, I should say. They've not gotten to that feat yet, but it's a great step, you know. And I feel that what we see them go through, these actors and actresses, what we see them go through at the end of at the tail end of their career, you know, sometimes it's so worrying. And so if there is a scheme like that, a welfare scheme sort of for them, where, you know, they can access it at the tail end of their career, and I think that's all. Even when there is sickness or something, I mean, anything at all can happen to you at any point in time in your career or in your life. And so if you have that scheme, you know, if you have a welfare scheme that can really support you during these times, I think it is one of the things that we can, or is worth mentioning. So for me, it's a great thing. And whoever, or those who sat down to actually think about this, those who sat down to bring up this, is one of the things, I mean, I am happy. I am happy for them. Hopefully, it's not a 9-day wonder. Is that how it is said? Yes, 9-day wonder. Hopefully, it's not a 9-day wonder thing. It's something that is really. I just don't want us to get to a situation where people will now begin to complain, you know, because we have had a lot of welfare schemes here. Gamro is supposed to be one of those ones. Gamro is one of those welfare schemes where royalties are collected on behalf of musicians, and at the end of the day, musicians will come and complain and all. There have been a lot of complaints. So I'm just hoping that this one, you know, it is going to be a complaint-free scheme where people are really going to benefit at the end of the day. Otherwise, then it is not worth mentioning. It is not worth going for, you know. But if it is something that, if you look at what they have put together, and I think Fiifi Coleman went on to say a lot of good things, a lot of good stuff about the whole thing. You know, now and it is a collaborative thing. It is a collective thing. Even though he is championing the whole thing, the other members of the actors and actresses, the other members of the group, they are all supposed to help push it to that height they want to see it. It shouldn't be one man's problem. And that is one thing that we have seen here in Ghana. Musicians, you know, I mentioned Gamro. Now, you ask yourself whether musicians are even pushing Gamro executives anymore. The president and the rest of the people. I don't know if, when that fight for celebrities not advertising for alcoholic beverages, how many of the musicians, or, you know, a few of them came out to, you know, to talk about it? only a few of the musicians came out to talk about it. But when it came to, but only a few people were there fronting it. So I'm just hoping that it doesn't get to that point where it will be left for only few people, it's like omo problem. They should solve it. No, it should be a collective thing. All of them should come on board. They should look at how best the whole thing can work out for all of them, because this is a welfare scheme and it is something everywhere, all across, government workers, those who work for the government of Ghana and all of that, they have SNAITs, they have whatever. You understand? When they are on retirement, SNAITs will take care of them, at least give them something, So that is what we are looking at. So that at the end of the day, when your career is over, when you get to the tail end of your career and things are not working like the way it used to, then you don't come out here worrying people and begging for money and all of that. So I think it's a great thing. Yes.
Shanzi.
Yeah, Hetty, looking at the kind of, country we find ourselves and then the sad, state of the industry, that is the creative arts. Hearing these kind of things actually lifts up your spirits in a way, because sometimes the videos, the GoFundMes, the area of the, some of the actors and then the creatives, sometimes. So seeing these kind of things like welfare schemes and everything, we just pray that things work out. And then actually, so uncle and celebrate them. I in the Gamro. But Gamro is just for the artists, the musicians. But with this one, I think it's for this one too is for the actors. That is also nice. That is nice. But one thing that I want to say is that, yes, I know that sometimes, issues happens. And then there are certain things that are inevitable. And so, then you have to use your lifetime savings to, fight that disease and all that. That is fine. But let's not forget that these people that end up, poor sometimes, these creatives that end up poor sometimes, so let's be real to ourselves and understand that everything in this life has its own time. So there is time for you. There is a time that you are going to be on your peak. There is time you are going to cash out. When you are cashing out or you are getting that money, make sure you wise up, venture into other businesses, save up money, and do other things. And stop worrying us when you start getting problems, because we have problems. Unless maybe it is something that you can't fight alone. Today, but when it's not anything like that, for instance, Keke Kabobu, Wachana Missa for some no yard. Nah, but on Puyaba no bonny and phone fan twinche. We have people that we can cite. Sorry. Some examples that we can cite. But understand that Obodu baby, the many all those goodies that are coming your way, you're not going to get those things. So this is the time for you to save and make things that you are getting make use of those things that you are getting. No, because it will be an issue.